The idea behind this comparison test is basically to look at these three cars together, both on the road and specifically here at the racetrack. What we're going to find is that all three are incredibly fast, all three are incredibly good to drive, but they have very different characters. We also discovered that of the three, the Z06 represents the real bargain because at about $70,000 with a full equipment, it undercuts a base 911. So not only is it incredibly fast, it's a fantastic bargain. The Viper, by contrast, is a bit more money. It represents something very American. It's like a Harley on four wheels, if you like. Very extrovert. You know, if you're loud and proud and you want to scream it to everyone, then the Viper's great. And at the other end, the Ford GT is got an exotic price tag, and that's because it's the most exotic of the cars here. You know, it feels more race-bred. Not necessarily that much quicker than the Z06, but it feels a lot more special as a vehicle. So now I've got a choice, which one to take first. It's a bit like Claudia Schiffer or Gwyneth Paltrow, so we'll take the Viper first.
The thing about this car, it's got a ton of horsepower and a ton of torque, and yet it's actually very easy to drive. The gear shift's a bit clumsy, but you think of an oversteering monster, and actually, if anything, it understeers. Very stable, very easy to get somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing in here. Get the car working. The other two cars oversteer a hell of a lot more than this one. The interesting thing about the engine is, although it's got a hell of a lot of torque, you need to use the gears because otherwise you're into a lot of push. And if you watch me on this, I'm out the throttle. I'm trying to get the front end to turn, to bite. Out the throttle now. I'm going to try and nail it. No oversteer, but I'm flat on the floor. Hard on the brakes. Brakes are really good. They stay with you. Coming out of here, you'll hear the wheel. You'll get wheel spin. Now riding along, we're probably doing about 110, 112. Brake, downshift, into the corner. Get very stable. It's the front, back end's got monster grip. It's hard to believe that the Corvette used to be so crappy, because this thing is one of the best track cars in the world. And it's 80 grand, so it's phenomenally good. It's a lot of grump, a lot of noise, lots of brakes, very good, very faithful handling. It's oversteer a bit too much. Getting it sideways under braking. It's very controllable. But like I say, it's got a lot of grip, a lot of grunt. But funnily enough, into a corner like this, you know, driving it on the road, it doesn't feel that special. Around here, everything livens up. The brake pedal comes alive, the steering comes alive, the chassis is really good. You know, this is... And it's fast. I mean, we're doing... Heads up this place at about 114 mile an hour when I snap on the brakes. Second gear, lots to go. Mid-engine, so it works a bit differently to the others. A lot better traction, turning's a bit easier, low polar moments. It means when it goes, you've got to be a bit quicker to catch it, but it comes back quick. Engine's really, really good. Lots and lots of mid-range, lovely brakes, although they tend to kick back on the pedal. Best shifter of the 3 by a mile. Saves you a bit of time on track. Steering which feels too light on the road.